Hello everyone, we have to discuss about that UPSC CSC Prelims preparations 2024 नवंबर महीने को देख लेते हैं। इकोनॉमिक क्वेश्चंस देख लेते हैं। पहले द प्रिंसिपल नाउन एज द मोस्ट फेवरेट नेशन और द MFN and under the general agreement on the tariff and trade essential means that countries cannot normally and the discriminated between their the trade and partners। एक्सप्लेनेशन देख लेते हैं। व्हाट इज द मोस्ट फेवरेट नेशन एंड MFN। What are surety bonds? What are surety bonds? Legal agreement where the third party guaranteed the performance or the payment of other control of the contract and by the another party। Explanation देख लेते हैं। What is the most favorite nation and the MFN and it is the principle in the international trade and diplomacy that the promotes equal treatment among trading partners and when other country grant MFN status to another, it is agreed to extended the same traits and privileges the favorable terms to that partner as it does and to it's the most favorite trading partners। Explanations more, for example, if country other gives country and BMFN and status, it must offers the same trade and benefits and to the country B as it's the does and to it's the best trading partners country C। This the ensures the fairness and the non-discriminations in the international trade। Legal status of the MFN status to each other and the ensuring equal trade treatment and there can be the exceptions and like the bilateral and trade agreement and special accession for the developing nations and for the instant and India initially and the granted and MFN and status to all the WTO and the members and including Pakistan। However, the India the suspended and Pakistan MFN and status in 2019 and due to the security concern and Pakistan never the reciprocated and MFN status for India। What are surety? What are surety bond? Surety bonds, legal agreement and where other third party guaranteed and the performance or the payment of the contract by another party। Explanation: surety and bond are the legal agreement in which other third party and known as the security and guarantee the perform or payment of the contract and by the another parties and now as the principal and if the principals and fail to the fulfill the terms of the contract and the surely step in order to cover the losses and surely bond and are the commonly used in constructions and real estates and other the industries to ensure that the contractuals and obligations are met। Principal purchases and bond for the surety obligates requirement principal to be the bonded and surety bond। Consider the following statement regarding the government security G section yielding C all three and government security or the government bond are the instrument and that the government used to the borrow money and G sections yields and indicated the border and trade of the interested and rate in the economic। If G section yield and start going up and it is means the lendings and to the government is becoming the riskings and how many of the above sentence and are correct। Explanation: G section or government and securities or government and bond are the instrument and that the government used to the borrow money, and G section and carry the lowest risk of all the investment. And how are the G section yielding the calculated? G section yield changes over time and often the several times and during the single day. This happens and because explanation: G section or government securities or the government bond or are the instrument. Bond are instrument that the government and used to borrow money, and G-Sec and carry to the lowest risk of all the investment. And how are G-section? Calculated, and the G section yielding change over times and often the several times and during other single day. And this happens and because of the manners and in which these sections and are the structured. Every G section has a the face. Every G section has other face value, either couple payment and price, and the price of the bond may or the may not and be the equal to the face value of the bond. Here an example: suppose the government float other 10 years and G section with other face value of rate 100 in the couple payment of the rate 5. If one were to Y and this the single G section and from the government, and it would mean and that one will give rate 100 and to the government and today, and the government will promises and to the one and return the sum of the rate and 100 and at the end of the tenors and 10 years, and the second pay rate 5 each years the until the end of this the tenors. And at this point the face value of this G sections is equivalent to the its prices, and it's the yield and or the effective interest and rate is the 5%. How do G sections and yield go up and down? Imagine the scenarios and in the which the government and floats just and one G sections and two pupils want to Y, and it is the competitive bidding will the ensures and the price of the bond and may rise and from the raise 100 it the face value and to rate 105. And now the imagines and others lenders in the pictures and which the poses and the price further up to rate 110. But here is the crucial things: the couples payment on the G section is until rate 5, and so if you wrote the bond 8 the raise 100 and then the yield in is 5%. And but if the price of the bond goes up to rate 105 then the yield and will fail. It will becomes and 4.76%, and because the second person and will be the getting rate and 5 over and the investment of the rate 105. Further, if the windings and leadings to the price and goings to the rate 110, and then the third person and who finally brought the bond and ate the rate 110 and will find that the yield and has fallen and further to the 4.54% because the third person and would have the invested and rate the 110 for the further 110 the same return of rate 5. What do G sections yield show? G section are the safest and investment in any the economic, and the G section yield in the lowest risk free interested and rate in any the economic. As such they are the good way to the fewer figures and out the borders and trade of interested and rate in the economic. If G section yield and say for other 10 years bond are going up, it would imply and that the lenders and demanding even more from the private sector and firm or the individuals, and that the because anyone's yields is riskier. when compared to the government, and it is also known and that when it comes and to lendings, interest rates and rise with the risk and profit. As such, if G section and yields start and going up, and it means lending to the government is becoming the riskier. And if you read and that the G section yields are going up, and it is the suggested and that the bond and prices are falling, and but the prices are falling because payers and pupils want to lend to the government. Question number 4. Consider the following statement. The Reserve Bank of India and manage the services and Government of India security and but not any state's government security. Treasury bill are issued by the Government of India, and there are no treasury bills and issues by the state government, and treasury bills are issued and aid other discounts and from the per values. Only two is correct, and treasury bills are issued and by the Government of India, and there are no treasury bills and issues by the state government. एक्सप्लेनेशन देख लेते हैं. स्टेटमेंट फर्स्ट इज रॉन्ग. A government security G section is other travels and instructions issued by the central government or the state government. It is acknowledged the government debt obligations, and such the security are the short terms usually called the treasury bills and with the original maturing of less than 1 years, or long terms usually called the government bond on dated security with the origin maturity of 1 years or more. As 1G sections and are issued through the emissions and conducted by the RBI. Flotation of state government loan and state development loan, and as per the Reserve Bank of India Act in 1934, the RBI may, and by the agreement and with any the state and government, and undertake the management of the public debt of that states. First, accordingly, the RBI and has the entire into the agreement and with 29 state governments and one union territories duty of the Puducherry and for the management of their public debt. As to in India, the central government issues both and treaty bill and the bond or the debt and the securities, while the state government issues only the bond or dated security, and which are the called the state development loans and SDLS treasury and bills and T bills and treasury bills or T bills, and which are money market instrument are the short terms and debt instrument issued by the government of the India and are presently issues in the three tenors, and namely 91 days and 182 days and 3.64 days. Treasury bill are zero coupons and security and pay no interest, and they are the issues at the discount and the redeemed at the face value at the maturities. For example, a 91 days treaty bill of the 100 face values and maybe the issues aid other says 98.20 that and is at the discount of says and 1.80 and would be the redeem at the face value of 100. Which of the following statement correctly describe the sovereignty green bond? A financial instrument issued by other government to fund military project and with other commitment and to environmentally sustainable practices. A type of the bond issues by other government and to the finance project and with the positives environments and climate's benefits. A bond and exclusive issues by the governmentally and conscious sovereign nations to support the renewable energy initiative. A financial security offers by other government to raise the funds and for the wildlife conservation and preservation effort. एक्सप्लेनेशन देख लेते हैं. कॉन्टैक्ट इन द फर्स्ट इश्यूज ऑफ द सोवरेजन्स एंड ग्रीन बॉन्ड एंड एस जी SGRB and for the financial years and 2024 and the Ayushan of the 5 years maturity and won and was the successful attracting dissent investor interested and about the sovereign green bond. The sovereign green bond is the financial instrument and that is issued by other sovereign entry and intergovernmental groups and alliances or corporates. The proceeds and from the sale of those and the bond are the year marked and inclusively for projected and classified as the environmental statement. In India, sovereign green bonds and showcase the country's commitment to building a low carbon economic, and they the lower the capital cost of the green project by attracting new investors and mobilizing provider private capital for sustainable development. And India first deal in the sovereign green bond market and financial expenditures in grid scale solars and wind decentralization solar such as the solars and water the pump for agriculture. What does the fairness and financial inclusions means to you? B. The process of the making financial services and accessories to all the individuals and business, especially through those in the underserved or the remote areas. B is correct. What is the financial inclusions? Financial inclusions refers to the effort to provide access to the essential financial services